Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews. We're back to do our Game of Thrones Season 8 live stream reaction kind of video for Episode 2. It's Episode 69 because for some reason I couldn't find the list of the title anywhere on here. Nobody's in the room yet, so it's kind of hard to talk about, but this definitely felt like a filler episode, and that's just not cool, in my opinion. This was an hour long, and it wasn't even that, because if you watch everything, like with credits and all the behind the scenes stuff, or just them talking about like scenes from the episode, nothing was happening. And so, I don't know. This was a lot of character. We have 6 episodes. Now we are done. Like a third of the story of season 6, or season 7, the final season, is now been told. And the fucking White Walkers show up at the end of the episode. Like, at the half an hour mark, I was like, cool. Alright, this is fine. We're gonna get to it, right? Are we really going to do a whole episode of just conversation pinball? It just... Look, it was all good stuff, but it's like... We need more... Again, I don't want to harp on them about the episode count, but we needed more episodes. If you're going to take a whole episode to have everybody do their last goodbyes and last hurrahs and all this other crap, and for some reason throw in that Arya bangs Gendry. I mean, did we need that? I did not need that. I saw this little girl grow up. It just seemed like, I don't know, I wasn't asking for that. I don't care if they kissed or something, man, but I didn't need full on, like, Arya getting all naked. That, I don't know. For all the times that people say Game of Thrones goes too far, for some reason where I draw the line is, Arya, no. So the whole thing with this beginning of this episode, right? So Jaime is on trial, sort of. He has to explain himself, which of course he does. I mean, he shows up at Winterfell, you know, hat in hand, and saying, you know, hey, guess what? My sister lied. And I thought, honestly, that it was going to be Bran that forgave him. It was kind of interesting that it was Brienne that steps up. Because, I mean, yeah, Tyrion, of course, is going to get up and say something like, oh, yes, my brother, you know. But he's got a biased opinion on that. And so, you know, what's he supposed to do? And then, but when Brienne pops up there and says, "Hey, you know, I vouch for this guy," which was kind of, I don't know. Daenerys and Sansa, they needed that scene later on with them talking and hashing their shit out, because they haven't gotten along off the bat, and I feel like, I don't know, a lot of this is just exposition to, like, what, set up for who we think is going to die, because a whole bunch of people in here are throwing around lines, man, and doing things that make pretty much targets on everyone's back. Welcome all of you who are in the chat right now. It's wide open if you have any thoughts or feelings on how this went, because like I said, I feel like if this was any other season, you'd call this filler. You can't put filler episodes in 6 episodes, man. You can't. You can't. You just can't do it. And not have everybody going like, oh my god. I mean, the only thing that this helps is my contest, the Oreo contest that we've been doing. Nobody died again. And so for everybody that's put in, you know, that part of the contest about who they think is going to be at the end, top dog, you still get another week now to put your your names in there. Along with the other one that says that you can just put your favorite or best moment of Game of Thrones in there, and you're also eligible to win. If you want to know all the rules for the contest, go to the other video for Game of Thrones Season 8 contest. Um, but anyway, getting back to it, if you've been sitting in the room now here. So Jamie is saved by Brienne. And I don't know. I still think it should have been Bran, but I do, because later on when Jamie goes over there to talk to Bran and say, hey man, sorry I pushed you out a window while I was having incest. Yeah, a minefield of death flags, right? I mean, it's now, it's they pretty much gave it to everyone, right? Because if you go by horror movie rules, Arya just had sex, so she's probably gonna die. Theon coming back and being like, I gotta fight for you guys. I mean, that's a red flag. Shit. Tormund, I don't know, man. I don't think Tormund's gonna last from this. I think, that makes me sad, but like, are they really gonna survive this? Because it's just like, with only 4 episodes left, okay, and you, presumably from the trailer of next week's episode, we're getting into it, okay? So Winterfell is probably going to fall to next week, but will anybody be left standing? I feel like we're going to lose at least 2 or 3 major cast members. I don't mean like anybody that's in the credits. We might lose 2 or 3 of them next week, but I don't know. The whole thing with Arya and Gendry, though, still it just leaves me a bad taste in my mouth. Because it's like, yeah, it's cool that they're liking each other, right? But I feel like it went too far. And I don't want to see Arya that way. I can't see Arya that way. I just can't do it. Tyrion talking to Jaime about their relationship with Cersei and how Tyrion tells him that Cersei never fools you. You know, you knew everything that she was, and you never, you just can't. You did it anyway. Hey, when did Gilly get pregnant? I didn't notice that in the other episode. And second of all, when the hell did Ghost come back? Anybody else want to explain it to me? How all of a sudden he was just standing by in Samwell? I don't remember seeing Ghost come in like for fucking ever. I would know. You notice a giant direwolf hanging out in scenes. Do you know what I mean? Like he just pops up. Like as soon as the Night's Watch got there, was he with them? Was he in the background with Beric and Tormund and all them from Eastwatch? Because I don't remember seeing that at all. But yeah, Gilly's visibly pregnant, so that happened somewhere in there too. We're all going to die. I love that from Tormund. Yeah, where the fuck the last of the Night's Watch? The whole scene with Jaime knighting Brienne. Did we really need to take time from the story to tell Brienne's knighthood? Like I just don't understand what the importance of throwing that in there is. I really don't. It's nice. It's fan service. I mean, but it's like they literally just said we just want to draw this all out or something, and it just kind of bumps me out. Hound and Arya getting together here. I love that. They're pretty much done. It's like they're just throwing all this around. Like, do I think Beric's gonna survive this? No, but I hope that means he's gonna get a good death. I could give a shit about Grey Worm and Missandei in this. Again, we're gonna like run away together and all this other crap. And
These are dark
it's
days,
like fine, whatever, but just not. Hopefully, I just turned off the audio on this game. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. If you can't, not great time.
You're sending him to the wall.
Oh yeah, Bran and the Night
nothing
King.
wrong.
Let's talk about Bran and the
The
freaking
future
Night
of this
King.
house is in
And
Lord.
feel free, like I said, anybody out there in the comments world that maybe thought that this was
I
a
decided to name you as
Game
my
of
sentinel.
Thrones actual live stream viewing.
I'm just
It isn't.
worried about my family.
The king was not
But
inclined to offer
I
help
just,
to your family.
all these are all I'm talking about here is this conversation.
Are you willing
after
to risk an
conversation.
alliance
I mean,
with the crown?
What do we have to talk about? John tells Dany
It's
the
a risk
truth.
I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion.
Yeah, I know the audio on the
Your mother
game
asked me
is
to
on.
cross the narrow sea to find your
I need
brother
to, like,
Crash.
pause it. Resume game. Alright, thanks for that. He tells her, and she's saying, "Oh, the big concern is right now is that John as the male heir has the right to the throne." And I'm just like, who gives a shit right now? I mean, is that really going to be a thing? That this is what we're fighting over? And I want to tell everybody, thanks for coming to the to the live stream. But I thought, going into this episode, that there was going to be a shit ton to talk about, and there's like nothing. I'm looking at all this, and I'm just going, what do I do here? I did love the whole thing with Tormund coming up and just Brienne's face listening to him tell the story of how he got his name Giantsbane. That was pretty great. I killed him. I immediately took her bed, and then when she woke up, while he was banging her, she picked him up and suckled at her teats. And the look on Brienne's face is just fucking awesome. Like she's looking at someone from another planet. Anybody else gonna start shipping Theon and Sansa here? Because man, she was more excited to see Theon than she was Jon, and I know that would have to do with their whole experience together with Ramsay. That they formed a bond together with, over their abuser, that they had something there going on. And so I get that, but man, like, they were kind of giving each other the eye there at the end. What else do we have here? Yeah, we got there's nobody left from the Night's Watch. Everyone's gone. And Bran, like I was saying, the connection to the Night King. Okay, so they say that the Night King's been coming for him for ever. So this is on a loop. So that's what I thought, man. How kind of Littlefinger says chaos is a ladder and shit. And that whole symbol of the Night King and how this has been going on and on and on. So we really could see the end of everyone. But Bran said that he's been trying to kill him because he wants to create the endless night. If it gets rid of me, it gets rid of all the memories, and then everything's gone somehow. And that this all just resets. It makes me think of the Man in Black on Lost and stuff. This whole thing with the brothers and shit. This is just some God and the devil, somewhere fighting over fucking realms and shit. It's starting to get really weird. And I don't know. Anybody else think that weapon from Arya could be used very well against the Mountain? Except, I mean, I know she's going to be able to kick some ass with it, hopefully, against White Walkers and the dead. But it's also a pretty good spinny little weapon. But with the Mountain's armor, I don't know if Dragon Glass would go through it. But I would definitely like to see Arya taking on the Mountain with that weapon in some way. You'd have to get that fucker out of that armor, though. Because that stuff is, I mean, yeah, eventually armor will break and stuff, but, I don't know. But, you know what, this is really disappointing, because this is all I got. How do you know there is an afterwards? That was a good line. But yeah, I mean, that's it. And I hated this. I've been looking forward to this all week. It finally gets here, and it is all built up. We have 4 episodes left, everybody. 4 episodes. And I'm sorry that this isn't, I'm not getting a lot of comments or anything in here. Because, they probably thought they were going to watch, they were clicking on something that was going to air the actual show and not talk about it. But it's in the title that it's a review. kind of a reaction. And that's all I got. Does anybody else think that this was just kind of a great character piece, and that in any other season, if they had this episode, it'd be fine, because you just say, oh, every 10 episodes, somewhere in there you need that filler episode. You need that last bits of exposition. You got to start dropping knowledge on people. You got to start creating a little bit more conflict with people, resolving something, starting something back up. And that's what those are for. But not in episode 2 of 6 episodes. Zero comments is representative of our reactions to this episode. Yeah, I don't know. It's because I just have... It's... What? I mean, all this had to do was be pretty good. Just pretty... It had to be good. They took all this time and it has to be good. That's the thing. It's like when Breaking Bad took their, like, little hiatus and waited a year after, and then won all the Emmys, came back, kicked ass, and then won all the Emmys again. We dealt with that time period of not watching the whole show, and it paid off. This so far is not paying off, and I know we're gonna get some killer shit when we get to battles and things like that. Hey, Game of Thrones fanboy, just getting here, huh? But yeah, I mean, so after presumably next week, Winterfell falls. We'll see who's left. Because I mean, if it actually is resolved this week, let's say we're, best case scenario right now, the battle for Winterfell holds the Night King back, and somehow they trap him. Because yeah, this whole trap thing seems like a load of horse shit. They're gonna leave the kid out there, okay, the three-eyed raven out there, to lay a trap inside the walls of Winterfell in the Godswood. And can anybody else see how this is not going to go right? Peachy. Because it just does not look like it's going to go right at all. All the best laid plans, man. You've got the bad guy right there. Or it's going to be a bait and switch, and they're going to think they killed him and he's really alive and fine. He's going to get up stronger. Because if he gets Bran, you can pretty much say goodbye to a lot of things, probably. So again, if anybody wants to ask anything, or be a part of this, say what you have to say. But I do agree with Luke Rich. If nobody has anything to say and you just want to hear me rant about it, I mean, come on. How long was that knighting scene? They knighted her. And I just kept going, oh God, they are really gonna make us wait. Maybe maybe the battle will start, but it'll end in the middle of the battle, and some great big moment where we're all gonna have to go, oh no, or something like that, and then cut away, and we'd get the continuation of the battle next week. But nothing but intrigue and the true story of Lyanna and Rhaegar Targaryen. And it's like, it was so easy for Jon to accept. He's just like, oh, okay. But Dany's all, oh, God. Immediately going into, like, how do I stab Jon in the back at this point? I mean, she and Jorah, Jorah's trying to have everybody's back in this. And, I don't know, like, the whole thing about how he broke his heart when she made Tyrion the Hand. Like, come on, man. Like, I guess he's now even fighting in the friend zone. Like, Tyrion's... like, he can't make it into Dany's bed, but now he's even fighting for who's her best friend kind of situation. Like, now Tyrion is in the top dog spot that he would have been in if he hadn't gotten touched by one of the stone men, because he was helping Tyrion. Like, all these things. So now he sees Tyrion in his place, and it's got to be kind of another kick in the nuts for old Jorah Mormont, who even gets put in his place by a little girl. But I mean, I know he disgraced his household and everything, but being Jorah, the Lord Commander's son and everything, it should have given him some kind of, like, credit, right? I mean, he should have some kind of street cred still, where it's like, at this point with everybody dead, But no, man, she just, like, puts him in his place. I'm not going to go into that crypt. Oh, and the scene with the little kid going, I want to fight. Why do we need that Sesame Street kind of shit in here? I'm sorry. The kid's cute and all, but come on. It would just... It, I felt like all of a sudden I was watching a different show. I don't know. Like, all of a sudden it's just... And maybe it's because I watched a couple of those Sesame Street things for HBO. They did the Game of Thrones one where Tyrion and Cersei are, like, sitting in a room with freaking Elmo. And Elmo telling them to respect each other. And I kept going, how are they pulling this off without just, you know, telling, like... Because they first had to explain, like, why is Elmo there and what is he... And I realized that they're in character, but getting Tyrion and Cersei to agree to try to respect each other is like the most it's the most uncynical thing I think I've heard in like forever. I was hoping, Game of Thrones fanboy says, I was hoping there was more to Tyrion not knowing that Cersei was lying. I actually anticipated a betrayal on Tyrion's part. You know, I'm starting to wonder that too. And I just feel like that's almost like jumping the shark. Like, I feel like somebody up close to Dany is going to betray her for some damn reason, and I don't know, I feel like why are we going to all this trouble to go up to Winterfell and save the world, then to just immediately start betraying each other? I mean, I guess it's called Game of Thrones, you win or you die, but like, and if you wanted to take somebody out in the middle of a fight, you know, against the White Walkers, probably nobody would see, but I mean, Jesus Christ, like, it's like if all of a sudden, if we went to go see Avengers Infinity War, and like it was all this episode, like all this talking, like just going and going and going and going. Can you imagine the end of Avengers Infinity War? They get to Thanos talking on the, you know, attacking the Asgardian ship or something. Like, and then we find out that the real movie is Endgame, and that'll be the whole spectacle. Like, I mean, Jesus, because that's what this felt like. Because it just felt like the momentum was there. Why? How did we not get to any kind of fight in this? Or even like, you know, if they're saving their budget, how did they cut down the episodes on your biggest television show of all time? You're putting money in it, and you're not giving us anything in here. There's just... I love good character development. I really, really do. But we all know these characters, right? We don't need any more character development. I'm telling you, I think we're set. I really do. A few things needed to be said, but nothing burger episode. Did not feel I immersed whatsoever. Money grab at this point. George would be upset. I don't think George would be upset. And like I've said in the first live stream, is I'm hoping that this is all just a bait and switch as far as story goes. That they're doing the exact opposite of things that happen in the books. Because George told them what the end game was, and so they know how to do things. And maybe just to spare people that are gonna read the books after this is all over, that, you know, they wanted to make it different enough from what is actually gonna happen. Because let's face it, at the end of book 6 or 5, I'm sorry, you know, a lot of our characters, like Arya's story, man, has barely gotten started, it feels like, you know what I mean? So there's like a lot gonna happen in book 6. But again, I think that a lot of that's gonna happen in the third half of that. Can't wait to read that in 2027. Yeah, I know, but at least I still have a chance of being alive then. Yeah, I was asking that earlier, like, when did Gilly get pregnant? She's visibly pregnant. And I didn't remember that at all. Like, there's something missing, right? And like I was saying about Ghost, like, where the hell did Ghost come from? He hasn't been there in forever, and I swear to God, I would notice a direwolf, you know, in the room, in the scenes. And I figure he must have come with the Night's Watch and Barrack and Tormund, but I don't remember him from the end of last week's episode either. So again, we're kind of in with these weird plot holes. I mean, I don't mind that Ghost is back. I've been wanting it. I said it last week. Like, where the hell is Ghost? And so maybe, well, they couldn't have heard the fans. It's already in the can. But I don't know. It feels like if they made us wait this long, right? They made us wait this long, and now this is all we get. And I want to thank everybody for showing up here, but I mean, I've already talked about it long enough. And if you didn't catch everything earlier, if you're late getting here, you can just rewatch the beginning, the parts that you missed, because this is just, what was this? Does anybody know what the title of it was? Because all I could find was episode 69, which is a funny number, but I like to know what the title is. I mean, I guess without a title, I can call it anything. So Game of Thrones season 8, episode 2. Hey everybody, let's have a sing along. Songs from Winterfell, where all of a sudden Podrick this episode was trash, boring, only 6 episodes, and first 2 episodes were a waste of time. Yep. Gypsy Nikki, how the hell are you doing? Did you get around to watching Overlord? I know you're busy and stuff, but I hope you enjoyed the movie that you got. But yeah, what is happening here? Are we all getting punked? Are there actually going to be more episodes? Is there actually going to be more seasons? Because that's a question I still want answered. Is why are we canceling the show? Why is the most popular show going off the air when there's still more to tell? There could be more to tell. What happens after this, if there is an after? I mean, and there's got to be some of the people that work on this show that want to keep going. Well, why stop? I know, shows like Seinfeld went out on top. But see, Game of Thrones is already, since it's past the books, it has already passed its peak. But it's not slowing it down. It's, James Doherty, it's not over. Yeah, I know it's not over. Oh, haven't gotten to watch it yet? That's alright. Not gonna lie, nothing much happened in the episode for me to ask questions, Game of Thrones fanboy. I realize that. So much more money to be made, yeah. And see, that's the thing. And here we are. And I wanted to go on forever. I thought we would have so much to talk about. I mean, but it's just, there's not anything there except Tormund, please live. Tormund and Brienne need to, somehow survive this and crawl away and make giant babies in the mountains somewhere. Yeah. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for showing up to this. I appreciate it. I'm going to do a proper review tomorrow. So if you want to come back to my channel, yeah, you can tell they don't have the original material. It was good to see Arya and Gendry how affectionate towards each other, but that sex scene was unnecessary. I know. I said that myself. I did not need that. A kiss or something, them acknowledging their feelings is cool. But, I did not need that. Did anyone need that? The Lord of the Rings show from Amazon? What show is that? When did that get released? Because I haven't heard anything about a Lord of the Rings show. Man, I need to... What the hell am I smoking? Because the only thing I know of is that Good and Evil show, with an angel and a devil helping each other or something like that. The prequel, what I feel like they're saying is that it's going to be about Robert's rebellion, and I feel like we don't need that. I think it takes away from the mystery of hearing about, these people and their heroic stories, and over the course of our show, we find out so much of that is a lie. So why do we need to watch, all this stuff when we've heard enough through our own show what happened and all this stuff? And I think it takes away its coolness if you get too far into it. Where's the eye bleach Arya Gendry scene? Yeah. What's that? Do you guys watch Happy when Happy's trying to pour bleach in his eyes and stuff? I guess Jaime has officially been redeemed in this episode. Perhaps the only payoff. Yeah, you know what? It is good that, look, even after this, if I'm Jaime, I'm going to be walking around with a target on my back for the rest of my life. But to be able to get out of that and prove, hey, my sister is my sister and she's gone off the deep end and You know, he's gonna side with the good guys, I guess, or who knows. But the thing is like, if he's gonna switch sides again, he's gonna have to do it quick, because in 4 episodes, you know, he'd have to do it somewhere in the next like 2 or 3. He can't do it. I don't know. They really have me guessing too many times over their own, like, what they're going to do because of this episode. Now there's going to be question marks, and I know the internet's going crazy over what the hell was that. The newest book is The Targaryen Conquering Westeros. Well, maybe. I mean, it's going to be kind of crazy. I mean, how big is that book going to be? I mean, I'll read it regardless. If it's this big, I will read it. Because I got like the hardcore card cover sitting right here. Oops. Look at how thick this fucker is. Yeah, the Dance with Dragons. Dance with my fucking back, like, when I pick this thing up. Now, if it's like this, I'm fine. Like, I don't even give a shit. I mean, if he's like taking his time on this book, and we at least get like a gigantic, like 3,000 page epic book, I'm all good. Hopefully it comes out in the wintertime when I don't have anything to do, and I, you know, just like sit in the house and let it snow and read that. But good lord. So anyway, if you guys have anything else to say, put it up in the comments. Otherwise, we're gonna get going here in a minute, because it's just not worth it. And that's just so disappointing. I mean, I'm surprised that we were able to stretch it this far to 32 minutes. When does Handmaid's Tale come back? Handmaid's Tale comes back in June. I just looked that up today. It's like June 5th or something like that. I thought it was coming out at the end of this month or early May. But no, it's not coming back till June, and I can't wait for everybody to watch my reviews for that. The Handmaid's Tale Season 3, man, because, dude, I'm so ready to snap. I haven't snapped. Oh, I'm always up for reviewing other TV shows. Eventually, I'm gonna be doing like someday down the line, I'm gonna do X-Files and Breaking Bad and Lost and, you know, Fringe and, you know, other stuff like that I really like. Going even further back, I mean, I don't know. How far back would I go? Yeah, Breaking Bad's amazing. We have like Better Call Saul's newest season on here. I wasn't doing this until like really seriously until this year when I got a new space and some better audio. But right now we're having to do the Game of Thrones live streams off my PS4 Pro because I'm under 1,000 subscribers, and they won't let me record off my mobile device to do a live stream anymore. So this is me jerry-rigging a live stream together for just a few people that can actually find this and want to talk about this. And so, you know, any of you guys that are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, because sooner we can get back to doing live streams like normal, the better. I appreciate everybody that's been in here and making comments and making this community grow a little bit more. Definitely not as much as last week, but that's because so many people thought I was airing the actual episode. I don't understand, like, maybe there's a lost in translation kind of thing when you write stuff in live, when you put the word live stream anywhere in something. I feel like they all think, a good chunk of people think you're going to be actually showing the episode. How much is a decent laptop? I don't know. I'm thinking it's got to, like, good is going to be costing, like, you know, somewhere between $300 and $500. Everywhere I go, I explain to them what I want, and they're like, "Oh, then you probably don't want any of these." And I'm like, "Okay." And it wouldn't take me so long, but I'm where I live out here in the country. I've been helping take care of my family home, and it's been difficult. And with insurance and everything else, it just and everything I try to do just for myself and for my channel and for my sanity, getting a laptop has always just been a low priority. And it wasn't until they put that rule up that now I've got to get my ass in gear or get my ass to 1,000 subscribers. I've had some help from other YouTubers, which I really am thankful for. But it's probably not going to be right away because I'm on vacation right now. I'm getting a paid vacation and I get time to do all this stuff. But right now, you know, the money is just not there. And I was going to use my tax money, but I needed to fix my car. And getting around and being able to do stuff like that just takes priority. And it just seems like there's always something. And getting a laptop also means like I'd have to figure out how to sacrifice somewhere else to like save up for it. And I have thought about making, you know, putting a PayPal up there and stuff for my videos, things like that. I don't feel like enough people come here, and I you know, to the channel on a regular basis where I can count on people's support. I mean, if it's out there, it's out there. I was gonna start putting it in there, but it's like we'd have to get to live streams first, and it's really hard to do that kind of thing without the live stream capability. It's almost like I can't move forward, you know. So where the hell was Varys? I know we saw him at the very beginning after Brienne saved Jaime, but after that he just disappeared. Yeah, I was going to say that too. This episode had a major loss of Varys. Hey, it gave everybody else screen time. Think about it. Everybody had screen time. I mean, granted, this was an all Winterfell episode. We did not leave the location even once. All right, James, call it a night. Cool. Thanks for stopping by, man. Thanks a lot. But yeah, everybody else got their time, but no Varys. I can't think of anybody else important that didn't get any kind of screen time that was at Winterfell. But maybe, hey, there was another reason not to kill Littlefinger, is they would have given. Oh my God, can you imagine Varys and Littlefinger at Winterfell together? Oh my God, that would have been fucking amazing. Oh jeez, now I'm really mad that they killed. Now I was fine with Littlefinger being dead, and now that I realize that Varys would have. Oh my God, those two going at it at Winterfell would have been goddamn beautiful. Alright, well, that's a good way to end it, I think. If you guys literally have nothing else, we are going to call it quits for this evening. I want to thank everybody that's come in here, everybody that's commented. I will be doing a proper episode review for this tomorrow. I'm going to rewatch it and, you know, put my... I already have my notes and everything, so when I do my actual review for it tomorrow, it'll be like a more structured thing. But I really appreciate everybody coming in here and expressing their thoughts on this. And I will be back next week doing the same thing from here. Yeah, and I apologize for the stupid, you don't think Littlefinger's dead, man. He got his throat slit. Unless that wasn't really Littlefinger. You know, unless Littlefinger paid for a faceless man to come in there and take his place or something. But Littlefinger will always be alive in my own mind. So anyway, that's it, everybody. Again, thanks for coming to the channel and watching this. We'll be back next week with more. We are going to do the Monday live stream starting tomorrow at about 6 o'clock. We'll be doing it on here, and I will be... I'll be playing like Borderlands 2 or something, but we'll be doing a live stream during that. We'll talk about anything that anybody wants to talk about, some things that I've been thinking about, just the state of, you know, movies and all that kind of things. I still haven't watched any trailers for any movies, but there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We'll go as long as it takes. I probably should have said that when there were a lot more people in the room. But I have put it on the channel. There is a video talking about Game of Thrones, not Game of Thrones, doing my Monday live streams on here with me playing like something that I can kind of play and talk at the same time. He gave someone a coin before he died with "Good night, everyone." Alright, take care, everybody. We will see you. This is Robin Smirking Again Reviews, and tune in next time. And yeah, there's going to be a ton of content this week because I'm on vacation. So peace out, everybody.